This video is sponsored by PTCGLstore.com, a great place for you to buy Pokemon TCG code cards. Please remember to use my code KNIGHT22 at checkout so that you can get a 5% discount. Before going into the video, please take a second to click that like button, and we're on the road to getting 9,000 subscribers to this channel, so please subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you all so much for all of your support, and I hope you guys are enjoying the content I put out in this channel. In today's video, I'll be showcasing Iron Valiant EX from the Paradox Rift expansion set. Iron Valiant EX is a basic future type Pokemon with a very powerful ability called Tachyon Bits. Once during your turn, when this Pokemon moves from your bench to the active spot, you may put 2 damage counters on one of your opponent's Pokemon. While 2 damage counters may not seem like much, but if you have a few of these to switch around, this can be a great way for stacking up chip damage and even help you set up for some great combos. And since Iron Valiant EX is a future Pokemon, we can effectively use the Future Booster Energy Capsule. The future Pokemon this tool card is attached to will have no retreat cost, which can help to retreat your Iron Valiant EX into another one from your bench. And additionally, this will also increase its attack damage by 20. Its attack is Laser Blade. For 2 Psychic and 1 Colorless Energy, this attack deals 200 base damage, but on your next turn, this Pokemon cannot attack. And it's really not a big deal since you'll probably be moving it in and out of the active spot anyways. So with this ability and attack, you're looking at dealing some serious damage to your opponent's Pokemon. Of course, we also have other switching cards to help our Iron Valiants to use its ability, such as a few copies of Switch, Escape Rope, Switch cards, which also helps heal our basic Pokemon by 30 HP when moving to the bench. And I also added a couple of Jet Energies. When you attach this to a Pokemon from your bench, you move that Pokemon to the active spot. To help power up Iron Valiant EX and our other attackers, I'll be using a 3-3 line of XATU with an ability that allows you to attach a basic Psychic Energy from your hand to one of your benched Pokemon, and when you do, you also draw 2 cards. As for my other attackers, of course we have to include 1 copy of this Medicham V. More for its Yoga Loop attack. For 2 colorless energies, you put 2 damage counters on one of your opponent's Pokemon. While you cannot use this attack for 2 consecutive turns, if this attack does knock out one of your opponent's Pokemon, you can get another full turn immediately after this attack. This attack just combos very well with Iron Valiant EX's ability, which is great for stacking damage counters on lower HP Pokemon, and then Medicham V can finish them off, also giving you another complete turn. Our next attacker is Shadow Rider Calyrex V. I really like the addition of this in this build, more for its attack, Astral Barrage. For 3 colorless energies, you can put 5 damage counters on 2 of your opponent's Pokemon. And finally, I also have a copy of Mew EX. It has the powerful Restart ability. Once during your turn, you can draw cards until you have 3 in your hand. And it also has the Genome Hacking attack. For 3 colorless energies, this attack can copy 1 of your opponent's active Pokemon's attacks. And yes, we can even copy instant knockout attacks. I am torn between keeping a Squawkabilly EX in this deck to help with the turn 1 setup. However, Skwovet is a safe alternative. Thanks to its Nest Dash ability, you can shuffle your entire hand to the bottom of your deck and then draw 1 card. This is especially good when you want to dig into your deck further. You can use Skwovet's ability to limit your hand to just 1 card, and then you can use Mew EX to draw 2 extra cards. As for the other cards worth noting, first I have 1 copy of Double Turbo Energy. This can help power up Medicham V or Shadow Rider Calyrex V's attacks. Next are Fog Crystals. You search your deck for either 1 basic Psychic Energy or 1 basic Psychic Pokemon and put it into your hand. This is also great for finding your energy so that you can use XATU's ability. Next is the Forest Seal Stone. This allows the V Pokemon with this tool card attached to it to use the V-Star power ability, Star Alchemy, which allows you to get any 1 card from your deck. And finally, for stadiums, I have Mesagoza, and I also have a couple of Town Stores. This can help you find a tool card from your deck, especially for getting your Future Booster Energy Capsules. You'll need these stadiums to replace your opponent's stadium, especially if they use Path to the Peak, since it does turn off Iron Valiant EX's ability. This build I think is actually well-rounded. Iron Valiant EX does not only focus on its ability to spread damage, but it's also great as an attacker. It can definitely take a stand on its own, especially when you combine it with XATU to help accelerate energy and to draw 2 extra cards. This build is really strong in my opinion. Anyways, that's pretty much it. You can find the complete deck list in the description below. And now please enjoy the following gameplay videos showcasing Iron Valiant EX. Alright, on to our first match. And we actually have a pretty good hand here. We have Iron Valiant EX to go into the active spot and a Battle VIP pass to get ourselves a few basic Pokemon. And since we have XATU, we are definitely going to set up a Natu on our bench, and Since we have basic energies, we can accelerate those on our second turn. I do prefer going first with this build since we have to evolve into our stage 1 XATU. But oh boy, we're going against a Roaring Moon. Now this is a bad situation. Okay, let me use up Town Store first. I can actually get a Calyrex with the Fog Crystal we got from our top deck. Use 4 Seal Stone to get another Battle VIP pass, but I think our priority is getting this Iron Valiant out of the active spot, so we're gonna go with the booster energy capsule. And this Battle VIP pass, I'll just get another Iron Valiant and a Natu. And then I'll just get another Natu with this Fog Crystal. And then use it as like a sacrifice, because we don't want to lose 2 prizes with this Iron Valiant. We're just gonna switch out this Natu in the active, and I'll just energize one of my Iron Valiant EX. So the problem against this Roaring Moon EX is that it is actually really explosive. It can get energized fully, 3 energies onto it on its very first turn, and since they are going second, they can attack. They can also use Professor Sada's Vitality, I think it is, to accelerate energy, but they're using Professor's Research, so it might not be possible for them to attack unless they can find those dark patches and get enough energies on their discard pile. They might be able to attack, but that's also good that they already used a support card, which means they don't have a boss orders to use this turn. So our Iron Valiant EXs are definitely safe. But if they can accelerate energies, they might be able to knock out our XATU. They're going to use their Brute Bonnet to poison our Natu. There's the Dark Patch. They can also switch energies if they have energy switch. And they're just gonna pass. All right, we survive a turn. Okay. That's good. Another energy. So we can actually fully energize our Iron Valiant to get our first prize. And when we switch out Iron Valiant, we can put 2 damage counters to their active and get the first 2 prizes. We got a switch from the two card draw from our XATU. And with this Town Store, I'm just gonna get another Future Booster Energy Capsule to put on our Iron Valiant so that we can switch back and forth, especially if my opponent cannot accelerate enough energies to attack on their second turn. But what I'm gonna do is just switch out this Iron Valiant. We can put 2 damage counters to their active spot, and since we are hitting for 220 damage, we can knock out this Roaring Moon in the active spot. I'm gonna go with the Forest Seal Stone and Fog Crystal. I could probably get Shadow Rider Calyrex V, but I think I'm gonna go for Mew EX for now. That's gonna help us draw into more cards. I think that's a priority, at least for now. But Calyrex V, we can use the Forest Seal Stone as well. But it is weak to dark. I mean, Mew EX is too, but I think I'm gonna go with Mew EX, because we don't really need Calyrex V as much in this matchup. We draw 1 card with Restart. We got an Arven. Okay, that's even better. So I'm gonna just take a knockout here. Use Laser Blade. Again, that Future Booster Energy Capsule increases our attack, and we're taking a knockout against Roaring Moon, getting us our first 2 prizes, which is actually really good. So getting ahead in the prize exchange, I think, is great against this matchup, because Roaring Moon EX banks its greatness on being able to take knockouts really quickly. It also has an instant knockout, which we are not immune to. So getting ahead in the prize exchange is definitely a plus. We just have to set up another Iron Valiant EX so that we can keep our attackers in good rotation here. So we have we already took out one Roaring Moon EX. We can take out this one, and then we can probably take out one of their Galarian Moltres V and win this way. But the Ancient Booster Energy Capsule is not helping our cause here because it does add more HP to their Ancient Pokemon. So 290 HP to this Roaring Moon EX is not great. They're gonna poison our active. They're immune to poison because of that Ancient Energy Booster. That Brute Bonnet is a bit annoying, but they are dealing enough damage to knock out our Iron Valiant EX anyways. That poison is a little bit unnecessary against this matchup. But as far as it goes, the cards in our hand, I think, is okay. We need more energies. They're not gonna attack. What is this? They did not have enough energies. We got a XATU from our top deck, so we can use two XATUs to accelerate energy. Let me go ahead and use Arven, get Fog Crystal, and then I'll just grab another Psychic Energy here. We have 6 in the deck, so hopefully we can draw into another one, accelerate another one with our other XATU. The only downside to XATU's ability is that it is reliant on energies on your hand. So if you don't have any, you can't draw anything. But thankfully we got another Fog Crystal, so we have 2 energies, and then accelerate this to our other Iron Valiant, draw 2, and another basic energy. So we have another Iron Valiant ready to attack next turn after this one. Let me use Ultra Ball to get myself a Medicham V. I think it is possible to get an extra knockout against this Roaring Moon, right? Let me save up this basic energy because I might need it to draw extra cards next turn. Use their Pokestop. We got a switching card. Okay, we lost that one energy, but that's all right. That's all right. Let me. I mean, I could deal as much damage to their active, and then we're also healing our Iron Valiant. So let me put 2 damage counters. That's gonna be 240. I could get another switch. Or just retreat. And then put 2 more damage counter to this Roaring Moon EX. Replace their Pokestop because that could help them get those item cards to accelerate energies. 250 seems reasonable enough. So I'm just gonna go ahead and just use Laser Blade to deal 220 damage to their Roaring Moon EX. So now with 260, they only have 30 HP left. They finally fully energized their Roaring Moon. They're gonna use Professor's Research. So they will get a knockout here against our Iron Valiant EX. But with that enough damage, we could switch into our Iron Valiant EX, and then we can get another turn using Medicham V, right? Put 2 damage counters to this Roaring Moon EX, reduce its HP down to 10, then use Medicham V to deal a knockout, and then that will get us another turn. And since they don't have any other Roaring Moons, the only other attackers they have are their Galarian Moltres Vs. So let's see how this goes. Let's see how my opponent sets up here. But we also have a Boss Orders. We're going to reserve that because that's going to help us to kind of get around their single prize. Most probably they're going to switch into their single prize to stall into another turn or two, but that's going to be our workaround, is the Boss Orders. So they will knock out our Iron Valiant. They couldn't do their instant knockout because if they do, that will knock out their Roaring Moon. We got an Escape Rope, which is actually really great. So now this Roaring Moon EX is within knockout range. I could use Escape Rope put 2 damage counters onto it. But first, we have to power up our Medicham V. We gotta find that energy. Let me just use Star Alchemy to do that, because we can't really draw into anything anymore. I could just use... let me just get an energy. That's fine. So, and then we'll use XATU to accelerate this energy, helping us to draw 2 extra cards. Because I don't want to shuffle out my boss orders. I mean, we did get an Iono. So let me do this. Let me use Escape Rope that will push back their Roaring Moon, which we don't really care since Medicham V's attack can just target anywhere. They will switch into Moltres V, and that's actually going to seal the deal. Yeah, we have this game in the bag. Because if we can find another energy, we can switch into Iron Valiant EX and be able to knock out this Moltres V. So we're going to go ahead and... Let's see, I can use Super Rod to get more energies. This is what we need to get in our next turn. We can even use Iono to draw into those. And then shuffle up their hand as well. So I might as well do that. There's the energy. That's it. That's gonna be game. So we have 1 energy to put on our Iron Valiant to finish off this Galarian Moltres V. And we're just gonna Yoga Loop for a knockout against their Roaring Moon EX, getting us 2 prizes, and then our final 2 prizes when Iron Valiant deals a knockout. And we don't even have to expend that energy. We got a switch card. Alright, regardless, we will be able to switch out our Iron Hands, put 2 damage counters, might as well. And then we're just going to use Laser Blade to deal a knockout blow against their Galarian Moltres V, getting us our last 2 prizes for the win against this Roaring Moon EX build. Not too bad, man. Iron Valiant is really, really good, I think. So yeah, very good game. Moving on to our next match. We had to take 1 mulligan there, but at least we got a really good hand this time around. We have XATU in the active spot, Iron Valiant EX on our bench, and we also have Battle VIP Pass. That's going to get us 2 more basic Pokemon from our deck. Alright, cool. We got another Iron Valiant EX from our first draw. And looks like we're going against a Miraidon EX build. And my opponent has Raichu V on their active spot. So for now, we're going to just set up our other basics. I'll set up another XATU. And I don't know what type of Miraidon EX build they have. I'm assuming they have a Flaffy. So I'm going to take a chance here and just set up a Medicham V. Since we have a double turbo energy, we can even take some chip damage with our Iron Valiant EXs. And then take a knockout with Medicham V, getting us an extra turn. But for now, I think I'm going to exert some pressure against my opponent here. And I'm just going to put damage counters to their Raichu V. Use my switch and also this Escape Rope. And then put 2 more damage counters with our Tachyon Bits against their Raichu V. And I'm just going to end my turn. And let's see how well my opponent sets up here. And I'm hoping they do use the Flaffy line. And then we can showcase our Medicham V to take multiple knockouts and getting us extra turns. And eventually winning the game. There's the Miraidon EX. Tandem Unit ability allows them to search their deck for 2 basic lightning type Pokemon and put them straight to their bench. Just really powerful setup ability there. And there's the Mareep. Alright, cool. We have our first target. All we need to do is just find a little bit more escape ropes. Even our future booster energy capsule to help give our Iron Valiant EXs free retreats, and then we can take some extra turns by knocking out those Mareeps. There's Raikou V. If they have Electric Generator, they can actually attack on their first turn going second. I'm not sure how much damage it's dealing. I don't play Miraidon EX build that much, so
They're going to put their Raikou V in the active though. If they have electric generator, they will not be able to energize it. So Professor's research allows them to draw extra cards and discarding those energies on their discard pile. It's not a problem for them if they can set up their Flaffy. But thankfully, they can't evolve into their Flaffies on their first turn. So those are definitely open targets for us. They have a switch cards, but it doesn't heal their Raichu V. It only heals the Pokemon that switches to the bench. There's the electric generator. And depending on how much energies they can accelerate through their Raikou V, they can definitely attack this turn. But since they already used up their retreat, they will need a switch card to put their Raikou V back to the active spot. But they haven't used their Forest Seal Stone yet, so there it is. So either they're looking for another electric generator or a switch card, and they can possibly take a knockout against our Iron Valiant EX, which is really, really powerful start for our opponent. There's the electric generator, and it looks like they found an energy. And they're gonna put an extra one to their Miraidon EX. So now all they need is switching card here. Another switch card, okay, and that will also heal their Raichu V. And they're gonna use Fleet-Footed to draw one extra card, and with another attack, we have one Pokemon missing on our bench. Will it be enough attack damage to knock out our Iron Valiant EX? Lightning Rondo deals 200 damage, dude. If we had one extra Pokemon on our bench, we would have been a goner. But we survived a turn, which is really awesome. We did get a XATU from our top deck, so we can definitely use up its ability to draw an extra card here. Get my Iron Valiant out of the active spot. I could use either or the future booster energy capsule. I could also use the Forest Seal Stone and find one more card from my deck. I mean, I have a switching card. I'm getting my Iron Valiant out of the active anyways. So I think I'm going to go for Forest Seal Stone. I just need to set up my draw engine even further here. Let me energize my Medicham V. And then what I'm going to do is try and knock out that Mareep this turn if I can. Let me switch into this Iron Valiant. Heal 30 HP to my other Iron Valiant. And then with Tachyon Bits, put 2 damage counter to their first Mareep. For now, we already used up our supporters. So I'm going to go, I think, with Fog Crystal. And then I could go with a Mew. Right. And then hopefully I can draw into another energy card here. Draw 2 extra cards with XATU. Ooh, okay. We got another XATU, but oh, this is fine. This is fine. We don't energize this turn, but it's okay. We got Town Store, so we can definitely use it to get our future booster energy capsule. Attach it to my Iron Valiant EX, and then we can use Escape Rope to switch into Medicham V, knocking out their Mareep, and that's gonna get us an extra turn. Right? So let me go ahead and use Retreat here into my other Iron Valiant EX. Use up its Tachyon Bits ability, and then use Escape Rope. And again, Medicham V's Yoga Loop attack doesn't care where our opponent's Pokemon is. But we can definitely take a knockout against their Mareep. That's going to get us 1 prize and then an extra turn. Alright, cool. That actually worked out. Very nice. So I'm going to use Yoga Loop, put 2 damage counters to their Mareep. That's going to get us 1 prize and an extra turn. Switch card. Dude, that's awesome. So you get an extra turn, and you get to draw one extra card here. All right, we got Fog Crystal. Let's switch into our Iron Valiant. Put 2 damage counter to their other Mareep. And I'm going to use Restart to draw 2 extra cards here. Another Iron Valiant and a Boss Orders. Okay. I could use Fog Crystal to get an energy. And then I could start using my XATUs to accelerate energies. For now, let's go ahead and just get another Future Booster Energy Capsule. Accelerate energy to this Iron Valiant. I could use it to attack. It is dying, but if we can get enough energies onto it, it'd be great. But right now we didn't draw into any more. I mean, they are taking a knockout with Raikou V now, so let me just retreat into this for now. Put 2 damage counters to their Mareep once again. And since we can't use Yoga Loop 2 turns in a row, we can't really knock out their Mareep at this point. So there's really not much I could do here. I could just probably switch into my XATU and kind of sacrifice it. At least my opponent will only take 1 prize. And that's going to help us to preserve our Iron Valiants that can deal those damage counters. Okay, they evolve into a Flaffy. They put a Bravery Charm, but that Bravery Charm only works on basic Pokemon, so it's actually really useless. It still has 90 HP, so 5 or 50 HP left onto it. If we can put 4 damage counters with the 2 Iron Valiant EXs, we can use Medicham V to finish it off and take another turn that way. So it's looking good. Our strategy here is looking good. My opponent is having a hard time energizing their Pokemon, but they can definitely take another knockout with, or they can take a knockout with their Raikou V, since it's the only one that's fully energized right now. However, with their Flaffy, its Dynamotor ability allows it to accelerate 1 basic lightning energy to their benched Pokemon. So they're able to set up at least 2 attackers this turn, maybe. And a Zapdos. Okay, so that's the one I think that increases the damage of their basic Pokemon by 10. So with that Bravery Charm. Oh, dude, Path to the Peak. That is not good. First of all, we can't draw with Mew EX, but thankfully we do have XATU, and we got an energy from our top deck, so we could draw into something here. Well, we got Jet Energy. We can actually put Jet Energy to our Iron Valiant and be able to knock out this Raichu V. Or, I mean, we have Boss. I could probably target their Miraidon EX. So I'm going to go ahead and use Jet Energy so that I can switch my Iron Valiant into the active. We can't use its ability because of Path to the Peak, but we can definitely take a knockout here and get 2 prizes. But Raikou V, I think I'm going to go with Raikou V because this is the most dangerous. I'm going to go ahead and use Laser Blade and just knock it out. That's going to get us 2 prizes. Because Raikou V can draw extra cards. With the limited card that they have right now, their draw is really poor right now. And I mean, Path to the Peak is stopping it, but still. That could definitely go a long way. And then Miraidon EX actually has a drawback to its attack. It can hit for a lot of damage, but on the following turn, they can't attack with Miraidon EX. So they'll have to switch it out and back if they need to, so that they can keep attacking with it. So Raikou V definitely was the best option for us. And there's another Raikou V. But my opponent is definitely having a hard time drawing into more cards. And it doesn't help that Path to the Peak is stopping their Raikou V from drawing extra cards with its fleet-footed ability. That is one thing that you have to watch out for with Miraidon EX builds, is having consistency added onto it. It's very fast, explosive, especially with those electric generators, but if you get stuck like this and you can't draw anymore, you could be in trouble. So Raichu V will go into the active spot. If it attacks, it can definitely knock out our Iron Valiant EX because it only has minimal HP at this point. But that means they will have to discard one energy from one of their Pokemon. But our setup is pretty good. We have one basic energy. We can use XATU to accelerate more energies to our Iron Valiant and even take a knockout against this Raichu V. Alright, let me pivot into Mew EX. It has free retreat, so we can easily retreat with it. Again, we can't use any of our other abilities other than XATU. And I guess that's one of the great things about having XATU in this build, is that it's not affected by Path to the Peak. So we can continue to have that draw engine, sort of. It's not great, but it's there nonetheless. So we got another chance to use our XATU, accelerate one more energy, draw 2 cards, and we got Professor's Research. This is crazy. We get another energy with Fog Crystal here. Now we can fully energize our Iron Valiant. And what's nice about this matchup is that all of their Pokemon is within knockout range of the 220 attack damage output of Iron Valiant, thanks to the Future Booster Energy Capsule, adding 20 damage to our attacks. Let me go ahead and use up this Ultra Ball. I just want to see if we have any more switching cards in the deck, because oh dude, we don't have any more. Maybe I shouldn't have used up those switching cards in the beginning. I mean, what do we need right now? Should I use Professor's Research? We'll still need to put at least 4 more damage to their Flaffy and then take a knockout with Medicham. I could take a risk here and just put 2 damage to their Flaffy, and then I'll just take a knockout here against their Raichu V. And yeah, let's go from there. Let's do that. 220 damage, knocking out their Raichu V, getting us 2 more prizes. So we need 1 more prize left, and my only target here is really Flaffy. And we could probably take that out in our next turn, since we can switch into our Iron Valiant on our bench. We have a switching card that we got from our prizes and also Jet Energy. So we have a lot of switching options here to finish off their Flaffy and win this game, because we need 1 more prize left. So that, I think taking that risk to knock out the Raichu V was really great. Although we put ourselves in a risky position here now that they have their Miraidon EX fully energized. My opponent still needs 4 prizes though. I mean, if we don't find the energies we need to power up our Iron Valiant, we might lose here. And I mean, no, I think we got this game already. On our next turn, we can just put those damage counters to their Flaffy and then get our last prize. There's the Iron Hands EX, the most hyped EX Pokemon going into the Paradox Rift expansion set, but I haven't actually been seeing a lot of it. Escape Rope, okay, that will push back. can put my XATU in the active. That actually preserves my Iron Valiant EX alive. And it's fully energized. So we can just take out this Miraidon EX if we want to, really. Path to the Peak. Professor's Research. Alright. Okay, I think we got this. Even if they knock out our XATU, we can just put our Iron Valiant in the active spot and just take a knockout. But with the Bravery Charm, we might not be able to knock out this Miraidon EX. Dude, that took a turn real quick. The Path to the Peak is not helping either because we can't use our abilities. Okay, this is really bad. So now they're down to 3 prizes left. I could pivot into Mew for now. Alright, this is really bad. So I had 2 win options there, but Bravery Charm didn't help. Now we can't knock out this Miraidon EX. We don't have a boss orders. We don't have any gusting cards in our hand. I might just have to use Professor's Research, but we will lose our only switching options here. But I should have a few more stadiums, so let me go ahead and use Professor's Research. Dude, we got a town store. That is insane. That's it. Oh no, it's not. Okay, because we don't have any more switching cards, I could just take a risk here. I'll just switch into Iron Valiant here. And now we can use our Tachyon bits to put 2 damage to their Flaffy. And I could just deal a massive blow against this Miraidon EX. You see, I could... Alright, this is a really bad predicament here. 5 damage counters. I mean, I could take a knockout on our last turn. It's win or go home next turn for sure. We could stall for 1 more turn, but this is it. Yeah, if we can deal 220 on this Miraidon EX, and then Shadow Rider Color X V can just finish off either their Flaffy and Miraidon EX. But I could also just keep powering up this Iron Valiant if I need to. Yeah, no more switching. Okay. Okay, let me just put Calyrex into play. Because why not? I could use Clara to get some more energies. And I'll just use Laser Blade to deal 220 on this Miraidon EX. I could still win next turn. Maybe. If we can get enough energies in play. Right? We have 2 energies in our discard pile, and then use XATU to accelerate energy. But we only have 1 XATU left. But you know what? If everything sticks, if they don't have any more paths to the peak, we can use Mew to pivot and then just use our last Iron Valiant EX to put damage counter to their Flaffy to win this game. And as long as they don't have any more Bravery Charms floating around, we could actually take a knockout on a lot of... Actually, all of their Pokemon. So we only need 1 more prize. They're going to retreat with Miraidon EX into the new one. Fully powered up. Definitely be able to knock out our Iron Valiant EX. But if they don't have Path to the Peak, that's going to be game. Wow, this is actually a pretty close one. They almost had me kind of stuck there. But thankfully we had that extra Stadium card in our deck. And that's why you don't want to just throw those out, because it's very important that you keep those abilities available to you. And if your opponent uses Path to the Peak, you can remove those by using up those Stadium to remove your opponent's Path to the Peak. They're gonna boss my Medicham V, but it really doesn't matter They will take 2 prizes for that. We'll just pivot into Mew EX. Thankfully, they don't have any more paths to the peak to stop our ability. And that's going to be game. All we have to do is pivot into Mew EX. Retreat back into one of our Iron Valiant to deal that 2 damage counter to their Flaffy. And that's going to take... We're going to be able to take our last prize. Wow, really close one. Really, really close one. But we made it. Getting our last prize, Super Rod, for the win. Iron Valiant EX is actually really good. Good game.
And that's it for the video. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, please don't forget to smash the like button for me. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and please subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. Thank you so much for watching the Popsicleknight channel, and as always, stay safe and have a great day.